Hey there you guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to put money in your pocket and talk about the real estate market and what the realities are of what's going on out there. And I'm going to be going through several little very simple explanations today, so be sure that you stay tuned to the end to see how much money you really can put back in your pocket today, right now, when you purchase a new home. And if you have any questions as we go throughout the video, please be sure to comment those below and I'll be more than happy to get you the answers. And of course, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell button to be notified when those new videos come out. Without further ado, let's get into the numbers and see what it really means to buy a home today versus what it meant just about 8 months ago when interest rates were about 4%. So I know money is very important to all of us, and obviously the more money that we can put into our own pockets and not just blatantly give away is extremely important. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to come up here on this board here and I'm going to go through the basic math looking at what homes cost back in April and May of this year. If you remember, people were purchasing homes and they were paying like $50,000 over list price on a $500,000 home, whereas today you're buying that same $500,000 home for $500,000. Now, interest rates have gone up a little bit since that time. Around April and May, they were around 4.25%, and now they're around 6.33 or 6.25%. So roughly 2% difference in those interest rates from the April-May of 2022 to December of 2022. But those same homes that you were paying $550,000 for, you're now actually paying the right price for $500,000. And keep in mind, those $50,000 that folks are coming up with, let me show you what that looks like. That looks like this right here. $50,000 is what this looks like. And that's what people were shelling out of their pocket cash in order to put down on these homes and to cover the gaps in the appraisals. So that 50 grand came out of their savings accounts in most all cases and went straight into their homes. So it was money literally out of your account. So now let's talk about the real numbers and what we're talking about in what a home costs today versus what it did cost in April and May of 2022 and the difference that you're paying with those higher interest rates, okay? So let's look at that $500,000 house, okay? Each house was $500,000 was the list price. This is in May. This is today. Okay, this one here is $500,000. Okay, but in May, you were adding to those out of pocket $50,000 more. So you were buying that same house for $550,000. It was way over market value, but people were taking that money out of their savings account, out of their 401ks, and putting them into a purchase of a home. And you were often making all these crazy multiple offer situations and losing them half the time in order to get those homes. Sometimes it even took months for you to actually get your home. Whereas today you're seeing a pretty good bit of inventory and a pretty good bit of selection, and you're not seeing that multiple offer fierce situation that you saw back there in May. So let's look. You're paying the $550,000 for the house back there in May, and today you're paying $500,000 for that same house, okay? So can we agree that the difference between $550,000 and $500,000 is $50,000, okay? Okay, so we can see that today for that same house you're paying $500,000, and back in April and May you were paying $550,000, and you were taking that $50,000 of after-tax money. That means you probably had to earn $75,000 in order to get that $50,000 that you put down. But let's just stick with the $50,000, okay? So basically you have two homes that you have a balance of $500,000, and let's just say for argument's sake, to make easy math, that you finance the full $500,000, okay? So that means that in the first year of owning that home, you, on this side, you paid an extra $50,000, okay? And also we can agree that rates were around 4.25 here, and they're around 6.25 here today, okay? So that's roughly a 2% difference, okay? We say that's a fair 2% difference. And can we say that 2% of $50,000 is $10,000? Can we agree that that is the case, okay? $10,000 here, okay? Now, what's really, really interesting too is if you look at that $10,000, you have to remember that this here is interest, so it is tax deductible if it's your primary residence. So what that typically means is that you paid $7,500 and then you got a $2,500 tax credit here in year one. Okay, so in year one here, you got $50,000 out of your after-tax money, and then you took $10,000 that actually was taken out of pre-tax money. So you paid out about an additional $7,500. So what that kind of looks like in math is, here is year one for the house you bought in May, and here is year one in the house that you bought in December, okay? I'd say that's a pretty big difference in dollars, would you not? I mean, that's a lot of money right there. So let's go into this and look at it a little bit further. And if you stayed in this particular home, okay, you're financing that $500,000 at the 4.5%, and let's say you don't refinance, okay? And it's widely expected that in 2023, that rates are going to go down, and in 2024, they might even be in the 5s. So you're gonna be looking at a lot lower rate. You're probably gonna refinance, but let's just say for argument's sake, you do not refinance, and you wanna keep this home for 5 years. Let's say for 5 years, or maybe 7. We'll look at it both ways. Let's say you wanna keep this home for 5 years. Okay, so you're paying interest, you don't have any additional kick-ins over these years, but you are paying that additional 2% in interest throughout these years here, okay? And we're looking at year 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? And then we're gonna total that up, okay? We're gonna look at that, total that up. So here you go, you're paying that $10,000, you're getting your $2,500 back from the government, $7,500, $2,500. We're just gonna assume too the principal isn't going down just to keep the math easy. And then you're gonna go here for your year 4, $7,500 and $2,500, and then another $7,500 and $2,500, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We can all agree on that. You didn't pay anything additional here, you didn't pay anything additional here, you didn't pay anything additional here. So you paid $50,000, and keep in mind you paid that all in that first year from money that came that you already had to pay taxes on. So you had the opportunity cost of not being able to use that money throughout these years, but let's not talk about that, okay? So at the end of that time, you spent $50,000 additional dollars. That's after 5 years, okay? $50,000 of non-tax money. But then you go over here and you look and you spent $7,500, $7,500, $75, $75, $75, and you came up with $37,500. So let's take a look at what that looks like in actual money. So in that first year, you paid that $50,000 of additional money. But on the second home, you not only you paid less than $40,000. So $12,500 less is what you paid over that 5 years when you bought the $500,000 home at the 6.25% interest rate. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd certainly rather pay only $37,500 for the exact same house than the one that was $50,000 over list price. Because let's face it, those homes sort of went down in value, and now things are starting to level out. We're starting to see homes increase and interest rate levels, sort of level out. Now let's go just a little bit further. Let's say we want to go on into year 6 and 7, basically till it equals out, right? So that means we got another $7,500 here in year 6, and then we can go 2/3 of a year into year 7 to get $5,000 more dollars to make this equal the $50,000, okay? And that means that you got your $2,500 tax credit here again, and then you got a tax credit of about $1,750 here, okay? So all this money came back to you in tax credits. This money here, you paid tax on up here. So for 7 years, you paid tax on that money in advance. While this money you got to use all that time, and then it took you almost 7 years to equal the same amount of money. But the truth be told, probably right around here, you're refinancing that home back at the 5.5%. So you really are going to save a tremendous amount of money. So my question to you here today is it better to have bought your home back in April of this year and paid $50,000 more? Or is it better to buy that home today and pay the $7,500 more per year over the next 6 or 7 years? I mean, the math is really pretty simple. Not only do you get to use the money if you buy the home now, but it actually costs you a lot less to actually own that home over the next few years. Plus, when you sell it, you get your capital gains. My question to you today is it better to have bought in April at $550,000 or to buy today at $500,000 and pay 2% more in interest? Well, over time, it shows you very clearly that not only do you get to use your money over that 5 years for the other things that you want, let's say your investments, your new cars, investing in your business, and then pay it and get a tax break, or do you pay it all up front, it's off the table, you get no use for it whatsoever, and you sit on it for 5 or 6 years. And if you do have any questions about the math of this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and ask you about that. Commenting below the video is always the best way to get the answers. I love answering these things, but this is really, really simple math, and I think it's very hard for a lot of folks to see. But truth be told, if you bought your home in April when everybody was rushing to buy homes at 4%, you paid $50,000 over the list price. And if you buy that same home today, and that's in that first year, well, the first 5 years, but in that first year, you put up 50 grand extra. But if you bought that same house today, you're putting up 10 grand extra. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd rather have not given away 50 grand and only give away 10 to get what I want. Now, if you do have any questions, like I say, about this video or anything in it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You know, I do get calls all the time about folks looking to buy and sell real estate here in the Atlanta in-town market. That's Buckhead, Midtown, Old Fourth Ward, Inman Park, Grant Park, West Midtown, all of those areas. And if you do have any questions about those or just what's going on in the area, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I specialize inside the perimeter of Atlanta, and I love being your expert for that area. Thank you, as always, for watching the video today. And if you haven't already, be sure that you subscribe to my channel. Click that little bell button to be notified when those new videos come out. I greatly appreciate you. And if you did like this video, I know you're going to love the next one that pops up on your screen.